Welcome to the Amish Rebel podcast. Most people see Amish fruit trees and think food, harvest, simple living. But that idea misses the mark. These trees, planted in the most unexpected spots, actually hide a much deeper spiritual secret. It's not about the apples or pears. It's about a sacred purpose, a silent prayer. What they're really growing will surprise you. Welcome, and God bless you for joining us today. It's so easy to look at the Amish and just see the surface, isn't it? We drive past a farm, see an apple tree, and our minds go straight to hard work, fresh food, a simple life. And of course, that's part of it. But it's not the whole story. Not even close. The truth is, for the Amish, planting a tree can be a form of worship. It's a physical prayer rooted right in the earth. Why is there a lone pear tree at the end of a lane? Or a cherry tree right by a workshop door? It's not just for convenience. It's for connection, a connection to God that goes way beyond the harvest. So today, we're going to dig into that. We're going to look past the fruit and find the faith. Let's be honest. When most of us look at an Amish farm, we see it through modern eyes. We can't help it. Our world is built on efficiency. We think in straight lines, perfect grids, and maximum output. If you were starting a commercial orchard, what would you do? You'd plant hundreds of the same type of tree in perfect, laser-straight rows. You'd calculate the yield per acre. Every decision would be about production and profit. It's just logical, right? And that's exactly why the Amish way of planting can seem so strange to us. We drive by and see a single cherry tree planted near a workshop. Our first thought is, that's not efficient. Why is it all by itself? We see a few pear trees scattered along a fence line and we think, what a waste of space. They could have fit a whole row there. We see what looks like randomness, what looks like inefficiency. We see a farm that, by modern standards, just isn't living up to its full potential. But here's the thing we miss, and it's the most important part. We're judging a spiritual blueprint by a commercial standard. We're trying to read a sacred map using a GPS that only understands dollars and cents. The placement of these trees isn't random at all. It just follows a different kind of logic. It's a logic that has less to do with the harvest we can hold in our hands, and everything to do with a harvest of the heart. Each tree tells a story. It's a marker, a memory, or a prayer. It might mark the spot where a child was born or where a prayer was answered. It might be a daily reminder of God's provision, placed right where it will be seen every morning. So, when we look at that lone tree and see inefficiency, we're missing the point entirely. We're looking at a monument of faith and calling it a poorly placed asset. We have to learn to see with different eyes, to see the sacred purpose behind what just looks simple. So what does this sacred blueprint actually look like on the ground? How does a simple tree become a signpost for the soul? Well, let's walk through an Amish farm with these new eyes. You might see a strong, young maple tree standing by itself near the farmhouse. To us, it's just a tree. But to the family living there, it's a birth announcement. It was planted the day their first son was born. As that tree grows, so does he. It's a living measure of his life, a constant prayer for his strength and growth, rooted right there in the family soil. Or maybe you'll see two apple trees planted so close together that their branches have started to weave into one another. That's not a mistake. That's a marriage. Those trees were planted by a newlywed couple to mark the beginning of their life together. The hope is that, over the years, their roots will tangle together underground, becoming inseparable. It's a physical picture of two lives becoming one, a daily reminder of the vows they made. And sometimes, a tree is a monument to God's faithfulness. Picture a pear tree standing right at the edge of a field. Maybe that spot marks a time when the family faced a terrible drought, and they prayed for rain right there. And the rain came. That tree isn't just for pears. It's a testimony. Every time they pass it, every time they taste its fruit, they are reminded of a specific moment God provided for them. It's a story of faith they can literally reach out and touch. These aren't just quaint traditions. This is about embedding your family's history and God's history with your family into the land itself. The farm becomes a living Bible, with each tree serving as a verse. It's a way of ensuring that the stories of faith aren't just told, but are seen and felt every single day. The harvest, you see, isn't just what you put in the basket. It's the memories you gather in your heart. So this legacy, it's not something you put in a will. You can't write it down on a piece of paper. It's a living, breathing thing. Think about that maple tree planted for a son. Decades fly by. That boy is a man now, with kids of his own. When he brings his own son to that tree, he's not just showing him a piece of wood. He's showing him the start of his own story. He can say, "This tree was planted for your grandpa, the day he was born. It's as old as he is. See how strong it is." That's what we prayed you'd be. The story gets passed down. The faith gets passed down. It's not just an old tale. It's right there, with leaves and bark and deep roots you can literally stand on. This really gets to the heart of a core Amish belief: stewardship. In our modern world, we often think of land as something we own. We buy it, we sell it, we move on. But for the Amish, the land is a gift from God. They don't really own it. They're just taking care of it for a little while. They're stewards. So planting these trees is an act of faith in the future. It's about preparing the soil, not just for next year's crop, but for the next generation. It's saying, "We were faithful here, in this place. We're leaving you a sign of God's goodness and a foundation to build your own faith on." And this becomes part of the whole community's story. Your neighbors know the story of your marriage trees. Their kids hear about the pear tree where God sent the rain. These stories weave together, creating a tapestry of faith that covers the entire community. It strengthens everyone. The farm isn't just a place to live, it's a testament. The true spiritual harvest, then, isn't apples or pears. It's a rooted faith, a faith that's so deeply planted in the ground that it can nourish your children and your children's children for years to come. So, what we thought was just about growing food for harvest turns out to be so much more. These Amish fruit trees are like living prayers, markers of family stories, and symbols of a faith passed down through generations. It's all about taking care of God's gifts, not just for today, but for a future we might never see. It's a rooted faith, literally growing from the ground up. This journey with the Amish reminds us to look deeper, doesn't it? To find the sacred purpose in what often just looks like everyday life. If you want to keep exploring these hidden secrets and understand the true heart of faith that guides the Amish Rebel, make sure you're subscribed. Stay with us on the Amish Rebel podcast, because there's so much more beneath the surface.